welcome to the SVG-TV news for Thursday, November 2nd. I am Khalil Kato with the details. The British cruise ship Britannia was the first to dock at Port Kingstown today for the 2023-2024 cruise season with over 3,600 passengers and crew. At the cruise ship terminal, SVG-TV News caught up with some of the visitors who expressed excitement about coming to the island. They said they're hoping to return very soon.
Yeah, first time to St Vincent's, yeah, from England. Oh, it's lovely, isn't it? It's lovely and warm and, yeah, very nice.
For you?
Yeah, lovely. Absolutely brilliant, love it.
We're from England. Oh, brilliant. It's beautiful.
Nice scenery, very nice.
Gorgeous.
Going on a boat taxi to different beaches.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it's gorgeous.
It's got
really.
nice scenery, nice water, nice.
Definitely. Looking forward to seeing the island.
Yes,
Lovely.
Yes, it's quite warm. It's quite warm. Yeah. We're going to the beach, all being well. Yeah, the water taxi, and hopefully the weather will stay nice. Not too many showers, and just relax today, and then get ready for Barbados tomorrow. Yeah, and then unfortunately we've got to go home. But we had a great time, really enjoyed it. So I'm pretty sure we'll be coming back before long.
Oh, excited, very excited. Caribbean, beautiful country. Nice beaches, meet nice people, friendly people. Not to this beach, we've been to St Vincent before, last year.
So you're coming back?
Yeah, we're coming back, yeah. Just obviously because the cruise boat was coming back, but obviously the islands we've been before, we like, yeah. Coming back January. Yeah.
So where are you from?
Liverpool, England. How are you feeling? Good?
Yeah. Obsessed. Going home tomorrow. Going home tomorrow.
So she's upset.
You're from?
It's very good, thank you.
Is your coastal name?
Yes, it is, yeah.
The sunshine.
We're going to take a boat to, where are we going?
Just on a glass bottom boat to a couple of beaches.
First time we've been here. This is our last stop, other than Barbados tomorrow.
Like I say, I've been vlogging since 2005. Travelled all the way around the Caribbean, all the way around the world actually, and we thought we'd see your lovely island. Not here. No, I've been here many times, many times. So it's just it's just a lovely place, nice people, fantastic. Oh, everywhere.
Well, yeah, we're trying to cover as many tours as possible.
Yes.
So see what people can actually do. Give them inside and to go walking around the markets. Because everybody's got a different agenda.
And of course, everybody's got a different budget as well, haven't they?
Yeah, a different budget for different folks.
Yes, Cruising with John. Yeah, don't forget, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
Local entrepreneurs and tour guides say they are happy to welcome the first cruise ship for the season, which they say looks promising for their business.
Well, I feel glad this morning that we wake up, we gotta come and see a nice ship in the harbor, Also, it brings an income for the country and also to myself also and my crew. Okay? So I feel happy. We do tours and charters, Well, today we'll go Moncton. We have some folks going to Moncton with Courace today. Yeah, some dive tours. Yeah, we'll be doing that today.
I have some customers coming, so let me just...
So your name is?
My name's Kerry from Dive Antilles.
Yeah, how are you feeling?
I feel like we're going to have a really good season. It seems like everyone's really happy coming off the ship. Seems like people are loving St Vincent. And we've got a lot of great things to offer. So hopefully, they'll have a great time and it'll be a great season for everyone.
Next week, we'll see 2 cruise ships making inaugural calls to Port Kingstown. The Mein Schiff will come in on Wednesday, November 8th, with 2,700 passengers and crew, and the Norwegian Gateway with 3,900 passengers and crew. SVG is expected to have another record-breaking tourism season with some 377 port calls expected, an increase of 17.5% over the 2022-2023 season, which saw 311 calls. Yesterday marked the commencement of Tourism Month, being observed under the theme, One Caribbean, Investing in Our People, Protecting Our Planet, Prosperity for All. The Ministry of Tourism says the theme hinges on underscoring the interconnectedness and shared future of Caribbean nations and territories, and it has partnered with tourism and hospitality stakeholders to host several activities to raise the tourism profile in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Minister of Tourism, Civil Aviation, Sustainable Development and Culture, Carlos James, and Minister of Urban Development, Seaports, Local Government and Grenadines Affairs, Senator Benava Brown, have held fruitful discussions in Taiwan. The ministers are on an official visit as part of a delegation of 4 Latin American and Caribbean Formosa Club countries. The news release from the Agency for Public Information says, as part of the official visit, the delegation met with the Secretary General of the Taiwan International Cooperation and Development Fund, Taiwan ICDF, Dr. Charles Lee, where discussions were held on several cooperative projects promoted by the Taiwan ICDF in the areas of environmental sustainability, agriculture, public health, information communication technology, and small and medium-sized business enterprises. According to Minister James, the meetings were fruitful and engaging, as discussions were held on several existing and new areas of cooperation relative to developmental projects in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the Caribbean region. Over 818 students from the English-speaking Caribbean region have participated in the ICDF international training, and over 754 students have received scholarships to attend universities and research institutes in Taiwan. The Taiwan ICDF is dedicated to boosting socio-economic development, enhancing human resources, and promoting economic relations in a range of developing partner countries. The ICDF projects are designed to address the strategic developmental goals of partner countries, employing the right combination of capital and technical cooperation. The SVG delegation is attending several engagements with government officials while in the Southeast Asian country. Agriculture in St. Vincent and the Grenadines is alive and well. The declaration came from Minister of Agriculture Saboto Caesar on the VC3 Roundtable Talk program last evening. Minister Caesar said amidst the challenges facing the industry with climate change and natural disasters, the staff at the ministry has been doing their best to keep the industry going strong.
The farmers continue to do an excellent job. Every morning you have the fishermen leaving the shorelines and going out to sea, and they're bringing back fish to ensure that we have food and nutrition security in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We have challenges like every other nation. We are grappling with the vagaries of climate change, and I know that the persons who are following this program over the last 2 months, they experienced the negative impacts of the heat wave. And going into Christmas, those persons are producing vegetables. Also, those persons are producing into egg production. They came to the ministry and they noted that there will be a drop in production, and I'm certain that it is going to be felt in the marketplace. We are also addressing the issues touching on concerning the inflation, cost of fertilizer and feed because of what is taking place in Russia and Ukraine.
Deputy Chief Agricultural Officer Colville King said with the demand for vegetables, other agricultural produce and livestock, the ministry continues to work with all stakeholders to find innovative ways to up the level of production in the country.
Well, we continue to work with as Minister mentioned, the stakeholders getting ready. We're doing our part in terms of preparing a foundation, a platform for us to deliver, to work with the producer in particular in delivering those needed goods. So, for example, we continue to provide training through our various technical services, extension that deals with crops, livestock, and so on, to ensure that persons continue to get the correct skill set to produce, to produce at a certain level, but to also increase their productivity. One of the challenges that we have is with the increases in input prices, such as fertilizers and so on, which are mostly imported. and which we have no control over. We have to be able to overcome that, or show the farmer how to overcome that by training them how to produce more in essentially the same area.
The topic of affordable loans for livestock farmers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines was discussed during a recent meeting held for butchers and livestock farmers at the Ministry of Agriculture's conference room. On WeFM on Monday, the Minister of Agriculture said the loan program for butchers and livestock farmers, which is aimed at improving the herd stock, can be done similarly to the loan program that is available to fisherfolk.
The meeting had several recommendations, and one is that a special envelope, similar to the one that we did for the fishers through a credit union, be done for persons who want to expand in the production of cattle, and also we discussed sheep and goats as well, and to have an off-taker who will have an automatic deduction done from the sale of these animals to repay the credit union for the loan payment.
Okay.
So that was discussed, and I was really happy that the discussion moved away from a narrow discussion about should we send animals to Grenada to one that was broader and dealing with the issue of how do we increase production and productivity. It was also noted in the meeting that some of these would be medium to long-term plans, but there is going to be a need for some immediate issues to be addressed. And for example, it was raised by some of the butchers that the exporting of some of the pedigree animals, that we have to try to speak to the farmers to see how we can have these animals remain in the country to increase the national herd.
The meeting also discussed the World Bank support project expected for 2024, the export trade of animals, current challenges faced by livestock farmers, as well as a proposed initiative to boost supply to satisfy increasing demands on the local market.
Just throughout the country. And it was brought to the fore, as we are aware of the facts, that there is a significant demand, and this demand is increasing, for locally produced beef. Beef produced here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And we took it right back to one of the root causes, the fact that the Argyle International Airport has opened an excellent opportunity for persons to invest in the tourism sector. And even if we remove from the discussion, very important, I want the listeners to follow this, even if we remove from the discussion the exportation of animals to Grenada, we have a demand for beef to satisfy the needs of Sandals, Marriott, which is on the horizon, and the expansion taking place throughout the country. The Minister of Tourism was clear that the numbers for the cruise industry are going to be up this year, this season. And with that, you're going to have persons needing more hamburgers. Persons are going to utilize food in more restaurants. So it was clear that this is not St. Vincent, Grenada, St. Vincent exporting to Grenada issue simplicity.
Minister Caesar said some butchers noted at the meeting the need for a better level of collaboration between themselves and livestock farmers.
And the farmers. But some farmers are saying that they prefer to export, to sell to the exporter than to sell to the local butchers.
But I believe that has something to do with the market price as well that they're getting.
It has something to do with the market price. What the butchers are saying is that they are willing to pay the price.
Okay.
So again, and it's coming out of a meeting that I had recently, that when we have these delicate situations, we have to solve them through dialogue. And the dialogue has to be open and transparent. So I know that there are farmers, cattle farmers who are listening, and they will hear that the minister met with the butchers. Well, I'm also going to meet with the cattle farmers, with the farmers, because there is a need for lines of consensus for us to come to an amicable solution. I also placed on the table the opportunity of visiting visiting Nicaragua and Brazil. Having some farmers and butchers also visit Brazil and Nicaragua before year end, because we definitely have to increase the production, and we will need the support of friendly governments, and we will need technical support from countries with large production.
Police here are investigating the circumstances that have led to the death of a 3-year-old child in a house fire that occurred in Diamond yesterday at about 2:25 p.m. Police say, according to preliminary investigations, at the time of the incident, 3 minors who are siblings were alone in the house. Excuse me. The mother of the children reportedly went to do a chore not too far away from where the house is located. The house was a 25 by 30 structure made from plywood with a concrete floor and galvanized roof. The fire destroyed the house and all of its contents and killed the 3-year-old boy. The 2 other children escaped unhurt. Police officers in the district, community members, and officers from the fire department all assisted in extinguishing the blaze. After the fire was extinguished, the police searched for the remains of the child. The district medical officer arrived on the scene and later identified the charred remains of the deceased. A post-mortem examination is expected to be conducted on the body to ascertain the exact cause of death. The RSVG police force expresses sincere condolences to all those who were adversely affected by the tragic incident. Members of the public who have information that can assist with the investigation are encouraged to call 999 or 911 or contact the officer in charge of the South Central Division at 458-4200. Police say all calls will be treated confidentially. Investigations are ongoing. Summer Charters, the 7-year-old grade 2 student of the Kingstown Preparatory School who was reported missing last night, was found safe by a search party involving family members, friends, members of the police force, and residents of Sign Hill along with others. The child was found after midnight in a temporarily erected structure on the main road just outside the technical division of the SVG Community College at Arnesvale. According to reports, members of the search party and the police were reviewing some camera footage from a private citizen in the area, which showed that the child was walking up the road. A check was made by a resident at the shack where she was found. The discovery created an uproar of joy for the search party. The alarm about the missing 7-year-old was raised at about 6 p.m. after she did not return home from school. Reports are that she was last seen at around 4 p.m. at the girls' high school bus stop after attending brownies. Many persons on social media who shared her photo and prayed for a safe return expressed relief on hearing the news that she was found. A groundbreaking technology is slowly advancing in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. A specialist veterinarian from the United States is here to educate local vets on the insertion of radio transmitters into snakes through the Science Initiative for Environmental Conservation and Education. Explaining how the procedure works on snakes, executive member of the organization, Dr. Joanne Games, said the technology can assist in learning more about these snakes without disturbing them in their habitat. Dr. Games was speaking to SVG-TV News on the groundbreaking technology at an exhibition held earlier this week by the National Parks, Rivers and Beaches Authority as part of National Parks Day.
So what we did is, just like any other animal patient, to do a surgery, the procedure like this, we put the animal under general anesthesia, and then we cut open the snake, just a little slit, just a little cut, just enough to insert a transmitter, which is only 4 grams. So it looks like this. So it looks like this, right? The transmitter is very small because we don't expect to implant in a big animal. So we make sure that once we release the animal, it could still perform its natural behavior. We don't want the transmitter to affect its behavior. So we implanted it to the animal and then close it properly, right? And we made sure that it's fully awake, recovered from anesthesia, and then we released the animal back to where we got it. So after that, every day, well, actually every night, we have to monitor the snakes, how they are doing, how they are, if they are moving, So far, they have not moved very far from where we released them. So to know that, we are using a radio receiver, right? So the receiver and the transmitters, they are communicating to each other. So once the receiver is on and the animal is close by, it will be releasing like beeping sound, and depending on how close we are to the animal, it is the volume will be higher. So we know it's the same individual.
Dr. Game said the transmitters could last up to 5 months, and up to that time, a decision can be made to either have the transmitters remain or remove it surgically.
And the reason for this is to know more about the snakes, to know more about the habits of the snakes. And this is a technology that is done for the snakes because they are not easy to monitor in the wild. You cannot be monitoring, following the snake 24/7. So with this technology, it helps us to monitor, like after a day, how far did it move, or does it utilize the upper, the higher part of these trees, or are they utilizing more on the ground? So it helps us to know more about the snakes, and by knowing more about them, it gives us it guides us how to conserve them, how to protect them, because we know more about them. So before 5 months, we have two options. We can collect the snake and surgically remove it, so it doesn't have the transmitters in its body for its lifetime, right? And that is the option that we are leaning to, because the other option is that we can leave it on the snake, and there are many studies already done before that it doesn't actually affect their habits. But because it is an expensive equipment, we want to collect it back, to take it out from the snake, just to be sure also. So to take it back, because you can actually have it, the battery could also be recharged, and we can reuse it to other animals.
After capturing the Best Village Independence Competition, Greenhouse Labs SVG's next mission is a major river cleanup and awareness campaign in the upper communities of the West St. George constituency, along with some youth development programs. This is according to Executive Director of Greenhouse Lab SVG, Nashika Davis, who expressed how happy members of the newly formed organization are on winning the Best Village competition. Greenhouse Labs SVG of Belair secured 252 points to win the competition held by the National Independence Committee as part of activities to mark SVG's 44th independence anniversary.
Members of Greenhouse Lab SVG, we are excited, we are happy, we are overjoyed to have been given this opportunity to launch out. We have won the Best Village competition and we are proud. So I just want to use the opportunity to thank all the members who participated in our cleanup campaign, who helped us to win this Best Village competition. Just want to thank all our sponsors for making this possible. And we are hoping that people in the country see what we did and see what we are doing, and they can lend us a helping hand. They can donate to us in any way. We accept tools, we accept monetary funding, we accept anything. So thank you.
Davis said Greenhouse Labs SVG, which is a non-governmental environmental, conservation and youth development organization, is expected to use the creative ways to save, clean up and build community resilience against climate change.
We plan to do a lot of projects in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, not only just Belair, but the entire St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And we are excited to do our community service projects and environmental projects to help make the country greener, cleaner, and safer. So we are hoping to use creativity to bring awareness to different environmental issues that we are currently facing in St. Vincent. We are hoping to use music, poems, painting, news articles, news feature, multimedia, film, documentary, and everything creative.
The other executive members of Greenhouse Labs SVG, including Deputy Director Oranje Compton, Accountant Felicinia John, and Marketing Manager Steve Phillips, said they appreciate the support being provided to assist the group in making St. Vincent and the Grenadines more environmentally friendly.
We had a lot of work to do. We started, well, this area is a more bushy area. As you can see behind me, there's a river, the Span right, and when we started we had a lot of cleaning to do. Most of our preparation went into cleaning of garbage, especially plastic bottles that was disposed in the river. A lot of high trees, overhanging bush from neighborhood houses. So here we are, as you can see, we have our decorations up. Our group mainly focus on environmental conservation, so we will be doing a lot more of community cleaning, and of course we do accept donations.
I am very proud of our accomplishments, knowing that we have come from far. I mean, when we first started, it seemed that it was impossible to get this spa cleaned because of all the bottles and the waste that were all around. But we pushed through it. Had many times that we felt like giving up, but then we kept pushing through, and we are here, winners of the Best Village competition.
We are here promoting environmental awareness and keeping the community clean in a whole. We are appealing to the public that once you come to the spa, we encourage you to keep it clean and dispose of your waste as you come to get your water. And we are still asking the public for donations and whatever other help we can get in order to make our group successful. I just want to thank everyone who came out and assisted us in achieving this wonderful victory.
Parliamentary Representative for West St. George, Curtis King, pledged his commitment to support the group in its endeavors and with capacity building.
Well, of course, as the parliamentary representative for the area and as part of the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, I give my commitment to provide whatever assistance we can as a government and also in my personal capacity to the continued development of the organization. I will make myself readily available to speak to, encourage the group. I mean, I myself, having come from a background of working in civil society, and I would bring whatever experience I have to bear on the continued development of the organization. And certainly, where the government is concerned, once there are programs from which the group can benefit, we will provide that support. And I'm hoping also the group, having already been registered, will also work closely with some of the government department agencies. For example, as an environmental-based organization, we expect that you would have interaction with the Ministry of Health and the Environment. And I should also impress or inform listeners that the group is also one that has a youth development focus, and so I would expect also interaction with the Ministry of Social Development, Mobilization and Youth.
Minister King is also proud of the achievement of the newly formed group for winning the Best Independence Village competition.
The area is known for producing a number of groups that basically bring people together to work on self-help projects and other useful community projects, all aimed at enhancing the beauty and development of the West St. George community. And so greenhouse lab is in that tradition, and I'm very happy to express congratulations to the group on winning the best village competition, and it's very, very first outing in terms of participating in a competition like this. It's a fairly young group, and I want to commend the leadership, Nashika and our executive group, our board, as well as the membership of the organization. This organization comprises of several very young persons, and the sort of input that they have made thus far in their very short history shows that we have the basis for building a very strong community group, because they have the ingredients which would allow them to function and function effectively. And those ingredients include, one, commitment, and secondly, determination. I say these two because very often persons form themselves into organizations, but persons just go to be part of.